Namaste, my friend. Did you do the practice last week? How many times you missed? Let us do directly the practice so that you can do it regularly. So, Namaste, how are you doing? I believe you did the practice. You did not miss a single practice. So, I'm just for reformatting the last week practice to make you aware. I'm simply saying 10 minutes every day, and then you remember the mantra during the entire day, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening out of 24 hours. 20 minutes by 7, 140 minutes. By 4, it's almost 560 minutes, means 3 to 4 hours in a month. Is it possible? And if it is possible, you are going to change. Why we don't change that, we will discuss later. So let us close your eyes. I want to reformat the practice. Eyes are closed and place. So when you are doing it in the morning, after you wake up, you sit on the bed, and if you are doing before retiring to the bed, you can do it while laying down, but don't do it while laying down in the morning. Right? You may fall into sleep. But if you fall into sleep while in the night, it's okay. So the place of the body, place, so you are aware of the space all around your body. It will help you raise your awareness and the position of the body. Position of the eyes are closed gently, your cheeks have a joy, and there is no discomfort at all. And the position of the body. So the position of the body has to be maintained to keep your higher self awareness during the practice. Now move the mind on the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. And experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And now you are looking inside the head or the heart. So, what do you see? You see the space. Just for a few seconds, watch the thought, feeling, and emotions are passing, and behind there is a space. So you are prepared, the mind is prepared with that state. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and simple. I'm making it so simple. So I'm using the two mantra to hasten the process. Asatu ma satu gamaya. Asatu ma satu gamaya. Asatu ma satu gamaya. Moving from the false to the real. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mentally or loudly you can do it. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Tamaso ma, moving from ignorance to wisdom. Mrityorama amritangamaya. Mrityorama amritangamaya. Mrityurama. Simply you listen, or you can do it, meaning moving from fear, frustration to immortality. Now you have to ask the intellect to say the false and the ignorance and the fear and the frustration causes the anxiety, results into the impurity of the mind. I do not accept it. If you accept the impurity of the mind, there is no chance of improvement. So throughout the day, I will make sure that I'm not going to accept. Mind accepts, and mind says I'm into anxiety. Did you understand? Yes. Now let us follow the main mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Let everyone be happy. So you have to think why you are saying this. Beyond the body, name in the form of your relations, people, situation outside, we are looking at the happiness, the state of the happiness within me. So you say that I will recognize, I am recognizing the happiness within me. Happiness is the essential nature of every being on this earth. Whether they are my relations, living beings, any situation and event. The impure mind disturbs, pure mind recognizes it. And that is why I am chanting this mantra. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be in the state of the well-being. That well-being is my essential nature. It is always with me. So what happens? The mind creates a way. And then I start experiencing the stress and the anxiety. The impure mind takes me for a ride. So your mind lives within and recognizes that state of the well-being deep inside, behind the body and the mind, cannot be disturbed at all. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let the grace and the blessing should fall upon each and every one. And it is happening all the time. How come it is happening all the time? Are you not breathing? Are you not alive? Don't you have all the means to for your food, shelter, and is it not a grace and the blessing? I have to change the movement of the mind from anxiety, duality, fear, ignorance, falls to the reality check. Reality check. So, in the same way, there is a grace and a blessing that falls upon each and every being on this earth. We don't recognize, we hide it because of the impurity. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Let there be no suffering at all to anyone. Why suffering? Because of the false, because of the ignorance, because of the fear after death. These are the three fundamental causes of all our suffering. First is the false, second is the ignorance, third is the fear of the death. So, I will not enter into these three areas. So, Shanti Mantra is done. And now, you mentally or loudly say Om. Om. Move the mind deeper inside your heart. Just give a pause, just for a second. Shanti. When you are saying the first Shanti, become aware of the peace coming from all your relations, the world outside, and the situation. Even if your mind remembers a negative event, it is the mind. Second Shanti, you say Shanti to the unknown world. First is the known world, second is the unknown world, and third Shanti. Your mind should look deep inside your heart. Why? Because peace is your essential nature. So well, you can do it loudly or you can do it silently. Mentally, you can say it the way I'm saying, but you do it mentally. I'm just demonstrating. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. First Shanti louder, second Shanti loud, third Shanti very almost silent, whispering, because it takes your mind with it. So you have to do it for 5 minutes, but not mechanically. Shanti. I'm reminding you to the known word. Shanti. Shanti. To the heart within. Shanti means peace. Continue, my friend, just for another 5 minutes. Mind is not going anywhere. You are saying Shanti, Shanti, Shanti with the tree movement of Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You're repeating the mantra Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And now we have done it. Do nothing, remain as it is. Say to your mind, say to your mind that I will continue to repeat Om Shanti 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 during the entire day mentally when I am communicating with anyone in the world, living a personal, professional, social life in the kitchen or even in the restroom. And then open the eyes. In the same practice, you need to do it while you are sleeping, just before the sleep. And there you can do it while lying down. So again we will repeat. Now there is another factor that comes. There are four types of seekers. One is the struggler. Their mind is full of pain, anxiety, duality, and a conflict, and they want to get rid of it. But they don't want to leave the impure mind. Second type of the seeker is they think that this much money will bring this much of peace. I have told you hundred of times, peace and happiness cannot be equated with the money. So these two kinds of the seekers, it's a big challenge to them that they will improve. It will take lot of time. The third one is the real seeker, explorer. Who is the explorer? Who thinks when there is a pain and anxiety, they think, they don't get carried away by the anxiety. They ask the reason for it. And if you don't ask the reason for it, you fall into the first two categories. So the third type of the seeker can commit to the practice without fail, and it can bring about a change in a week or so. So we are going to repeat the practice as if you wake up in the morning, you wake up in the morning and you remind, you have to do the practice. M means Mangala Charan, Shanti Mantra. Another M means the mantra jap. And then you sit down on the bed itself, on the bed itself, and then find the place, position, and posture. The best thing is to experience the space all around your body, and then check your eyes are closed gently, cheeks are full of the joy. It's a morning, and you are able to keep the position of the body, or you can even sit on the couch if you cannot do it. Whatever the most comfortable position is good. Then just easily you be comfortable. How you be comfortable? You move the mind on the entire body. Move the mind on the body. It means that you feel it. You feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now be carefree. Being carefree, so you look into the space inside. And every day in the morning, it is very easy if you repeat it. Look into the space inside and watch thought, feeling, emotions are moving. Like a traffic on the road. Now the mantra number one, Asato ma satgamaya. You can say it mentally or loudly. Mantra loudly or mentally. For a couple of weeks, it's better to do it mentally. And so Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityurma Mrityur Ma Amritangamaya Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritangamaya. So we have to contemplate a bit. There are three factors: the false, ignorance, and the fear of death. It causes all mental, physical, social, professional challenges or problems. So if we do not have these three factors, it will not cause any anxiety, duality, conflict, or you can say conflict, uh, delusion, anger, hesitation. Are you understanding or listening, or is your mind somewhere else? I'm just reminding you. That is why we are repeating the practice. So, in order to change that pattern of the mind means what? The mind should be prevented to move into the impurity. So, how the impurity it is the false, ignorance, and fear of the death. So, your mind just reminds you. Oh, just reminds you. What it reminds you? Oh, I have a fear, I have a delusion, and I have an anxiety, duality, and a conflict. No, it is impurity of the mind. I don't follow it. You say it in your mind, I do not follow. Then what to follow? You have to replace. What is that? That is what the Shanti mantra we are in. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. So you start saying it mentally 3 times. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. 3 times. And then meaning, let everyone be happy. Let everyone be happy. And you have to prove it. Prove it by intellect. What is that? How do you prove it? That happiness is the essential nature of every being in this universe. How come everyone is looking for happiness? Oh, but outside, outside, due to false ignorance and fear of death, the impurity of the mind takes over me and others. Okay, I understood it. So your mind should calm down. Second line of the mantra, Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Everyone is healthy in the state of the well-being. That well-being is the nature of real self. That is of the nature of peace and happiness. We are not talking about the body. We are talking something deeper within. So everyone lives into the state of the well-being. So when everyone lives in the state of the well-being, your mind lives deeper within in the space or emptiness or blankness. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. The grace and the blessing should fall upon everyone. Is it falling on me? Is it falling on me? You have to remind. Are you breathing? Yes. Are you alive? Yes. Ask yourself, am I alive? Yes. Am I okay with my food, food, shelter and clothes? Yes. Am I doing the mantra? Yes. There is a lot of grace and the blessing are falling upon me at this moment. I have to, so I have intellect. That is why. And ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Ma kaschid bhag bhavet. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Let none suffer from any misery in this world. Why we say none suffer from misery? So that at least mind cannot run after the impurity. So it picks up the anxiety and says, no, I'm into anxiety. It picks up the fear. Is it possible? 100% possible. Why? Real self is of the nature of peace and happiness. So after doing this, now the second part of the japa I said M. I said the practice. It is the japa. Japa means the repeat. Repeat with feeling. Repeat with the feeling and emotion and perception. So when you are saying mentally or loudly, when you are saying mentally or loudly, you recognize Om is the real self of the nature of peace and happiness. Now the Shanti, you say little louder. Shanti, and become aware of your personal, professional, social life, relations, all the event situations. So that means Shanti to the known world. Second Shanti to the unknown world, from where anxiety, duality enters, or even the happiness enters in our life. And third Shanti, as if you are searching deep inside your heart. I explained it. Now mentally you keep on repeating it. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Mentally, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Consciously, you are moving first Shanti to the known world, second Shanti to the unknown world, third Shanti deeper inside your heart. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, 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 Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Mentally you are saying it, so I'm doing it for you loudly so that you are doing it mentally. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now in that state, just open your eyes slowly. Stay there. This is another advance I have practiced. So once you complete the practice every time, even the first one, or they said, now your eyes are open and you are aware of the known world. Mentally you are saying, mentally say, Om. Now you're looking at the room or the items or the things in the room or your bed. First Shanti to the known world. Second Shanti to the unknown world. With recognition that I will not be influenced by the false ignorance or the fear during the day. Your intellect is thinking. Third Shanti. That Shanti, that peace is of the nature of the real self. Happiness is always within me. Just say it a couple of times mentally. Now you can go to you can go to the kitchen to prepare a cup of tea. You go and start looking at your pets. You have many pets, I know, and then but your mind is repeating. You are so that means that you introduce the mantra mentally to the mind during the day in all your activities. All your activities. Say, for example, you forget, you forget it, so you remember, oh, I forget. Om Shan, and you just start doing it for a couple of times. Mentally, say mentally couple of times, and then find that situation, and then start saying it mentally. Nobody knows what you are doing, nobody has to notice it. So what you are doing, you are raising your awareness, you're raising your self-awareness. So what happens? You think, speak, and act in self-awareness. That means in calmness, peace, in the joy in all your activities. And then time comes for sleep. You don't forget. You do not forget. You do not forget it. And that will help you. Just it needs only 1 week. 1 week. Can you check couple of things? Check couple of things. What do you think? First, you wake up. You wake up and you remember to do the practice. Otherwise, you can go to the restroom, fresh yourself, it's okay. But if you don't have an urge, then you don't have an urge, then you can straight away you can straight start doing the practice, sitting in the morning practice, laying down in the evening practice. Why? Laying down means that you are audio is running, you are doing the practice, and even if you fall asleep, subconsciously that mantra will enter into your sleep. So that's why I'm saying, but not in the morning. So did you check up that the first, do you remember? The very first step is that do you really remember? Do you remember? So when you remember, what happens? What happens? You are not running after the impure mind, false, false ignorance, or any fear. That works at the subtler level. Or you should remember you see the second point. Where is the second point? Sitting with P, P, P. I said first P is the place. So if you are aware and alert, you will choose the place that is comfortable. Are you getting it? And if your mind is impure, it will choose the place, it will choose. If the mind is pure, you will choose the place on the bed itself, or anywhere on the couch, or whatever you think. So the place plus the space around. Very important point. Why? Because it will help you raise your awareness. I talk to the executives and the leaders in the corporate sector to answer each and every question. And that is what I'm doing it. You are a leader and executive for me. So now the second P is the position of the body, plus eyes are closed gently, and comfort is there on the cheeks, on the eyelids, and the whole body. You have to be aware that further rise in awareness. Are you clear? Third P is the posture. Now the impure mind will move the body million times. Impure mind will move the body million times. And pure mind will keep the body steady forever. Means you are absorbed into deep meditation. Understand each and every part, but if you are understanding, and even if it happens, it doesn't happen. Anyhow, the second point now what is the third point? Third point is being comfortable. I'm explaining, it is taking a lot of time, but normally it's a matter of 5 minutes. In the beginning, you may be doing for 10 or 15 minutes, but gradually it will reduce to the 5 minutes of the practice. So, being comfortable, do you remember? Being comfortable, I say, move the mind on the joints. So, do you feel the joints? You have to check. If you don't feel the joints, and I am saying, move the mind on the joints. So, what is the fun of doing it? So, internally, I feel it, and then I experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And being carefree, I'm simply saying, you start seeing the emptiness or space inside the forehead, like a sky where the birds are, like the thoughts and feeling are flying. You have to do nothing with them. You have to do nothing. Are you getting it? You have to do nothing with it. Just takes another 30 seconds. And then the first mantra we recognize, remember, and we settle in the mind. What is the first mantra? The false ignorance and any kind of a fear causes the impurity of the mind. Did I tell you? Did I tell you the impure states of the mind? Do you still remember? Do you still remember? Or do you still remember? I have not prepared this lesson. I'm just telling you extempore. And so I'm writing the main points also for reference that what I guided you today. So did I tell you the impure states of the mind? I have told you I think 10 times. Do you remember? So the moment you have the impure states of the mind, you remember the three factors: the false, ignorance, and the fear. False, FIF. Oh, then what should I do? So your intellect says, I have to get rid of these three factors by another Shanti mantra. So there comes the second Shanti mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Let everyone be happy. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be in the state of well-being. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Did I tell you? Grace and the blessing. And the fourth one, none suffer from any misery in the world. Did you get it? Why we say this all four? Why we say all four? First is the happiness. We all are seeking happiness. I have to think of it. I'm into anxiety. I'm seeking happiness. So the master says happiness is within me. 50% of your anxiety and reaction will drop down. But if you still remember and if you still follow the fear and the false and the impure states of the mind, can anyone help you in this world? You are expecting that he should or she should appreciate you, but it is his choice. So if I don't change my mind, how it is possible to are you getting it? So that is the impure states of mind, that is a false. I'm seeking happiness from others. So happiness is within me. Within me. The rule of the mantra is to raise your awareness to recognize my expectations are causing the problem, not anyone. Not anyone. Same thing, well being is beyond the body mind complex. If I receive the vibes of well-being from the real self, even in the midst of the pain, I can get rid of it. And the grace and the blessing are always there. Emphatically, I have to remind that misery comes because mind has become the worst master in my life. Mind has to become faithful servant. If it is the worst master, because it will always work through the impurity. And then the japa mantra I said you. Everywhere that real self is there. That is another way. Shanti one. Do you remember? Shanti, the first Shanti to the known word. Someone is crazy over you and you mentally say, Shanti, I'm not accepting your craziness. If you accept impure states of the mind, are you getting it? Shanti, second Shanti. Throughout the day, at any moment, unknown factor can cause problems, so I am aware of it. Third Shanti, you look, mentally you look and remember, recognize that real self is of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. So that is the japa. You are doing it, japa, japa again and even for 5 minutes. So mentally or loudly, whatever it is. Now, when you open your eyes, you still you are saying mentally. You are saying mentally few times. Pragmatically, what I say. What is pragmatic? That you are looking at your room and the articles and the things. So Om, you said Om is pervading everywhere. Shanti to the known world. Known world means your house, item, things, people, relationship. Second is the Shanti to the unknown world mind. I don't allow you to become my master. So that is to the unknown world. Third Shanti is within me. And you keep on saying it mentally for a few weeks or simply 1 week. If you are committed, great seeker, you will succeed. So what is going to happen? Say, for example, after the first week, in the second week, your mind your mind reminds you in the morning and before going to bed. You're done and you continue. Now you need not to worry about it, and then we can go for higher and higher practices. Two, goal is to awaken. Why awakening? Because if we awaken, then we realize peace and happiness are our essential nature. I did it for almost 6 months. I was crazy. I didn't know anything. But I had only one thing, one faith to my teacher, that my teacher is teaching from the Eastern wisdom, which is 10,000 years old. We have more than 3,000 masters and 3,000 teachers, 3,000 texts, and that tradition still continues. So how can I not have a faith? So then, in the first month, I was damn frustrated. But my master said, you think over these questions. And I returned to my master and I said, the problem is with my mind. It is not with the practice and the mantra and the knowledge. And he laughed at it. He said, go back, contemplate, and reflect. What exactly is the problem? So I used to say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, and my mind was imagining with whom I had anxiety, I reacted. So one part of the mind was fighting, other part was saying Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Will it work? Do you know that? Will it work? And then, my mind was fighting with someone mentally, and I'm saying Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Then what I said, hold on. I said loudly, and I wanted to check that there is no other thought. Um, so I did it 1,000 times. I said, mind, you have not to think about any. I did 1,000 times. Om, Om. Now the mind is not running after the impurity. And then I did 1,000 times. Shanti. Oh, mind has gone again. I am saying Shanti, but my mind, other part of the mind is reacting. I said, I will not listen to you unless there is a peace within me. I don't care the word outside. Shanti. And I kept on doing it. Oh, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And I said first Shanti maybe 100 times when the mind dropped the reaction against that person. Second Shanti to the unknown world. So I said Shanti and I just paused and I said, okay, let me see, everything is okay. Yes, it is okay. And third Shanti, I saw that I left the world outside, my mind is absorbed inside. And then Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Why it happens, I told you, the first level of a seeker, I call it as a struggler. I call it as I would say, uh, distressed. Use the word. Our master says there are four categories of the seeker. The first is distressed. So they are always, their mind is always running after the moment of anxiety, the fear, etc. Fear, problem. You see that. What are the immediate struggler? You can say distressed or struggler. This is one thing. You experience the trouble, problem, pain in the life, facing hardship. Why? Because of the lack of awareness, because the mind has become the worst master. Those facing, sometimes if you have a little physical pain and the mind makes it big because mind is the worst master. Mind is the worst master. You are preparing a coffee in the kitchen, and your mind says, my goodness, I have a pain in the nail because I'm becoming old. And then the journey of the pain starts. So we put ourselves into the dangerous situation, painful situation, emotional distress, a sense of helplessness and despair. And the second type of the seeker, they want spirituality for the sake of earning more and more. So that is not your case. Third category is a seeker. So I have to become a seeker. I have to become a seeker. Huh? I have to become a seeker. Is there a peace inside me? But my mind moves into the first category. It is asking that how to get rid of the anxiety, duality, and a conflict. So please, my friend, think over it, listen to it again, do the practice this second week, and check that this mantra is permeating in every situation, condition, relationship, in the morning and evening, and during the day to become a great seeker. Thank you very much.